Okay, I would definitely have to say that the raised fabric garden bed was the most successful this season. As you can see, we have lots and lots of tomatoes that have grown, and we'll be picking them and cutting them off the vine this week. Yeah, we'll probably can some. And the sweet potatoes have done magnificently. Something has continued to eat the radishes, but it's time to pull those out of there. You can see that burgundy root over there. But yeah, the insects were brutal this season on our leaves. And the lettuce didn't do so great. We planted it twice. We got one little something there. However, our tomatoes, pride of the garden, the tomatoes, the carrots, the cauliflower, the onions, didn't work out this time. We'll do it again next year. But really, I am so proud of our first try at a raised fabric bed garden. Okay. And we started sweet potatoes a second time. So those have only been in there for about 30 days now, but they're doing great. We have two different types of slips on the other side that have just taken over where the radishes are. But if you can look through there, yeah. And then they just bind on up and over. Yeah, we had some mushrooms, and I looked it up and it said that was a sign of healthy soil, so I didn't worry about them. But when we look at our 5-tier planter, that did really well. And honestly, I just got tired of coming out here picking the tomatoes. It was so much and so many. But we'll finish gathering these as well this week. This one did great. Before we go to the other 5-tier planter, let's take a look at, yeah, this was a bust. It started out looking beautiful, but this is that fancy metal bed that we planted twice. So the blueberries, whether we put the seeds in from a packet, whether we put seeds in from the actual fruit itself that we split in half, as you can see, about a month ago we tried it a second time, and in the jar here was the first try, and it went nowhere. As you can see, there's nothing in there growing. To keep the moisture in, we tried to keep it wet. It still didn't happen. The crunchy lettuce we tried a second time. Butter crunch lettuce, it took off the first time and the caterpillars got it. The second time, it just didn't even come up, really. We tried eggshells over here, as you can see, to get rid of the caterpillars and the snails and the roly-polies. We did Swiss chard twice over here. The first one, it's alive, but the bugs ate it so badly that we tried it again a month ago and nothing really happened there. We did kale twice. We did carrots twice. I've got more soil on the patio that we're going to add in here and maybe get better results next time. Because as you can see, this is a 1 foot tall planter. I'll show you from the outside here. And however, us doing this is our first year with this one. We only filled it halfway. Of course, that has something to do with success of carrots because they like it loose, deep soil. But we tried them twice as well. And no, I didn't want to eat this, so I just kind of let it keep growing and forgot all about it. Our roses are doing well. The roses attract the bees. The roses, the honeysuckle, the blackberries that we have in the yard, they attract the bees. And then the bees pollinate with the things like tomatoes and various fruits and veggies that are in the yard. And that's how you have a successful garden. So keep in mind that you can plant things like we have in the past and earlier this year, things like lavender. Here's some honeysuckle that we just let do its thing. This is honeysuckle here. We have some tiger lilies that bloomed earlier in the year. And we've got roses over here mixed in with, there's wisteria in the springtime. So we've got flowers and things that grow that attract the bees and the hummingbirds to the yard. And then these tall things here, they're a type of sunflower that blooms in the fall. So we'll have bright yellow flowers all over here on all of these. You also, if you're going to attract the birds and the bees, we like the birds, we just like looking at them. So we've got some bird feeders here in the yard, but you want to have a water feature. So we've got back there a water feature so that the birds can have water. And this is our additional raised bed planter here. Hey G, good morning. Hey big boy. He's on his little bed I made for him out here where we sit. And our onions did really great. Time to cut that and take it in the house to eat it. I will leave them in the dirt. I like the green part. I put it in a lot of the bowls I do, like a Thai bowl or a chicken bowl. Our basil did really good. We started that from seed. This one did great, but it dried out because it's just been hot this year. The tomatoes are wonderful. These were a different variety of tomatoes, and they're the grape tomatoes is what we call them, or cherry tomatoes. And if you can see here, they did really well. So everything did better than that metal planter. And I think it's because it was beside a tall structure, like a two-story building. It was really close. Everything else got more sunlight. Everything else got a little more of my love and attention, I'd say. So our peppers did good. And here are a few that I have not picked. We planted 2 different kinds. Well, actually we planted 3. We planted hot peppers. We planted bell peppers. We've already harvested what we were going to from there. This looks like some basil that the caterpillars continue to love and eat. So this one I haven't done anything with other than keep it alive. And it is September 1st. And this was our season of planting and growth. We have so many tomatoes. Look down there that we'll be pulling. Yeah. Off the vine here. Actually cutting. Yeah. So watch our next video and learn how to do that. And again, these are cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes. And you know where the seeds came from? They came right out of the fridge, out of the tomatoes you buy at the store. And we just dried them out. We opened it, dried them out. And look at how big these tomato plants got in this 5-tier planter. Yeah, that was really great. Fall is setting in, it's getting cooler. So we just kind of let things do what they were going to do and die back. But again, watch our next video and we'll show you how to cut the tomatoes off the vine.